I'm in the middle of mixing my second song, a song I'm going to be releasing soon called Hidden Gold. And when I was in production a few weeks ago for this song, I was feeling pretty good about it. I was excited of how it was sounding and excited to release it and share it with people and plant another flag in the sand, so to speak. But as I'm mixing the song now, I'm almost done it. I'm questioning whether it is the big victory that I was hoping it would be. And that's not to say I'm not proud of the work I did and how it's sounding. I think I improved a lot in various ways as a songwriter, as a producer, as a musician. So I'm proud of myself for that. But I'm also dealing with these ideas and doubts. The doubt that this song is not going to be some magical thing that all of a sudden makes me feel like a full-blown artist or musician. I was hoping it would supercharge my confidence and make me feel like I can cut it with the rest of the musicians that I admire. And maybe I'm being too hard on myself. Maybe I'm making this more than what it needs to be. My goal has been, in the last year and a half, has been to write music, record more music, release more music, and finish more music. I have been writing songs since I was 20, but I haven't been good at finishing. I haven't been good at executing on the ideas and seeing them all the way through, mainly due to a fear of not being good enough, worrying how my music will stack up with other artists that I admire and look up to. Bands like Radiohead or, great artists, songwriters from the 70s, Paul Simon, McCartney, all that bullshit that is not, it's missing the point. What I'm realizing is that, and I talk about this a lot in my newsletter on Substack, is that we are all running our own races as artists. We're not comparing, we're not competing with other artists, we're just trying to satisfy our own creative instinct and impulse. And the fact that we can show up for ourselves, continuously dedicate ourselves to writing a song, finishing a song, executing on it, recording it, getting it out the door, in addition, seeing improvement in our skills, that is a win. But I guess what I'm realizing too is that this imagined outcome, this imagined destination that I think that one day I'll record, write the perfect song, and I'll feel like, okay, I'm finally able to call myself a musician, or a musician in a particular caliber. That day may never come. I may always find reason to undermine myself. And that's kind of the challenge that I think a lot of artists face. This constant comparing, the ego, the idea that our music is a reflection of who we are. And if our music is not banging down the doors with its amazingness, then we have somehow failed as artists. And I think that's a false premise. And I think it's a trap that we can pretty easily fall into if we're not careful. So anyway, I wanted to jump on here. I just wanted to update you on where things are at. I am almost done mixing this song. I have a few more little tweaks. What happens is the more you listen to it, and maybe this is part of the process, the more you listen to it, the more you hear things that you might want to tweak or change or take out or add. So, in any case, I'm close to finishing the mix, and I will be releasing it soon. I'll be announcing it here and on my Substack soon, and on my mailing list. For anybody who wants to follow along on the journey, I welcome you to connect with me in one of those ways. And stay tuned. I have a bunch more songs ready to go. The funny thing is, in this, it's a victory, but it's also a defeat. It's a defeat because I was hoping the song would sound better, whatever that means. I still really like the song. There's parts of it that could be better, of course, but I'm not going for perfection. Perfection would just take my whole life, and I'd never get there. I am going for growth. I'm going for progress. So that said, nearing the end of this project, I'm actually more excited about the next songs. I've got 6, 10, I've got a bunch of songs I could move into and start producing. There's a couple on the short list that I'm going to be doing, and my goal is to record and release a lot faster. This last song took, my first song I released in February of 25, and it's almost been a whole year. It'll practically be a year between my next release, my second one. So that's too long to wait for me. And if my goal is to make music that's me, it may not be perfect, but it's music that I'm following the thread on, and I'm showing up for, and I'm pursuing, I'm trusting my creative instinct on. My goal is to release music more frequently, share it with more people, and actually see if I can develop real fans, people who want to support me where I am. I may not be Paul McCartney, I may not be Radiohead, but I believe that there is an audience for every artist who is sincere in their motivation and drive to create art because they want to do it. So that's where I'm at. That's what I wanted to share today. So yeah, the mountain may not exist. The destination may not exist. We may think it will or does, and that might drive us to work towards some end goal, some project. But what I realize is when you get to the end of the project, sometimes you feel like, wow, it's not as exciting. It's not as satisfying as you might have hoped. And that's the way it goes. It's not supposed to be the end. It's supposed to be the next leg or the next extension of your creative pursuits. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. If you are interested in becoming part of a community that is built around these types of talks and discussions, built around sharing in the creative process, sharing where you're at, reflecting with other artists, and having a space where you can just be where you're at, I am entertaining the idea of creating a community for such artists, and I've got a wait list going which you can sign up on if you want. And when I get enough people on there, I will announce something, and we will begin to develop a close group of artists with the goal of basically supporting each other, growing, and each one of us pursuing our own creative visions with the help of other artists doing similar things. In my experience, it's really helpful to be around people like you who have similar goals, similar vibes, similar energy. It can be hard to do it on your own. And so that's why I am thinking about creating this group. And if you're a songwriter and you're stuck on a song and you would like to get some feedback, a little bit of direction and clarity on what's working, what's not. Usually it's the thing that you most don't like is the thing that's the best part of your song, but because your ego's like, oh, that's too obvious, or that's too this, you poo-poo it and you sort of undersell it. So if you would like to get unstuck and maybe find some support and guidance and a little bit of feedback on your song, I also meet with songwriters one-on-one to help them get unstuck and find some momentum again. So if that's interesting to you, you can also book something like that in the description below. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today, listening to this little ramble, whatever. I hope you can relate. I wonder if you can relate to the idea of getting to the end of a project, feeling a little bit deflated. If you can, I would love to hear how you dealt with it and your experience with that and how you recovered. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next week. Bye.